I smelled something very fishy when Bethesda decided to refuse offering review codes to press to cover their upcoming games. It essentially removes the abilities for consumers to obtain early reviews for their most anticipated Bethesda games, including Dishonored 2.
Performance tanks significantly, to the point where I'm not able to maintain 60 FPS at 1080p on low settings in some instances. Early reports coming from Steam reviews, on Reddit, people who've had access to the game a day early, they're all reporting similar problems.
Developers, when will you learn not to release terrible PC ports? This video will discuss the effects of cash grabbing with unfinished PC ports and how it impacts our relationships with the developers. Bethesda released Dishonored 2 on November 11th, but if you pre-ordered the game, you were granted the ability to play it one day earlier on the 10th. Apparently, Halloween isn't over in Bethesda's world because they decided to pull out one last trick or treat on us with Dishonored 2, but this time without the treat. The launch was absolutely abysmal and a disgrace to gamers worldwide. And of course nobody knew this until they handed over their hard-earned money because Bethesda refused to allow YouTubers to play and review the game in advance. The Steam community has shredded the game due to horrible performance problems, wildly inconsistent frame rates that could plummet down to single digits, and constant bugs and crashing, even on modern systems. And if that wasn't enough, many users are reporting refresh issues that have caused nausea and blurred vision, making players sick to their stomach with dizziness. And the cherry on top are the mouse acceleration issues that make adjusting your point of view difficult, and audio issues such as audio stuttering with several brands of sound cards. This is just one example in a throng of garbage ports that have been plopped down on Steam like diarrhea down a cyber toilet. It begs the question, will it ever end, and where did it all start? Dark Souls released to the PC community as a shell of a game, horribly optimized and for some, completely unplayable. Shocking that it took just mere days for a single man, Peter Thoman, otherwise known as Durante, to fix the game, break the lock frame rate, and make the game beautiful. A fully functional website dedicated to the most up-to-date HD fixes of the game is still up and running and managed. Entire subreddits were thrown up to support players and the game, and hundreds upon hundreds of YouTube videos exist serving to help provide fixes too. Other games incriminate themselves through their PC ports in other ways though. In 2014, Ubisoft fooled us when it released Watch Dogs, a game that was nothing like the trailers, scripted video content, and previews provided to the press and at gaming conventions such as E3. A complete visual downgrade was discovered in the ISO files, entire effects, graphical enhancements, and components to the engine turned off for seemingly no reason, no warning from the developer either. It was an exercise in trickery, deceit, and a lack of communication. The downgrade used as a tool to appeal the game to as many people as possible on as many machines as possible, but in turn they screwed as many people as possible. And Mortal Kombat X, the game that I had to give up on after NetherRealm Studios decided that the game was so far from repair that it was smarter for them to literally give up on the PC version of the game. But in a shocking show of support, the most recent patch to the game fixed many of the problems, and now Steam reviews more accurately reflect the support for the game. And who could forget about our old buddy Batman Arkham Knight, the game that was introduced in such a horrifying state that the game was literally pulled off from Steam. Months later, a statement from the company indicated that the game was too broken to fix, too shitty to fix, and that purchasing the game on Steam was no longer an option. Resident Evil 4 in 2007, GTA 4 from Rockstar in 2008, Rage from id Software in 2011, Need for Speed The Run. The list is endless. But these are just a few examples of the plethora of toxic waste released to us trusting gamers. But are we that trusting anymore? Two things happen to the consumer-developer relationship when this kind of crap goes down. Number one, consumer confidence takes a dive. Prior to making YouTube videos, I worked in the business world after obtaining my MBA in corporate finance. The most important thing for growth, and I mean total company growth and not just the bottom line, is customer retention. Customer retention happens when customers are happy with your current product, trust the values of the company they give their money to, and are satisfied with the goods and services they receive. It's a trusted business strategy that many companies practice, such as Google and Apple. It fosters long-term relationships and keeps customers buying products from you. More naive companies practice what's called cash grabbing, releasing products to new consumers in hopes of acquiring their money at the expense of their dedication. These companies release products in hopes of achieving one-time sales and move on to new consumers when they release their next product. It's a temporary business strategy, a band-aid that never leads to long-term growth. When consumers get dumped on and feel like their money's been taken advantage of, retention will never occur. And when the consumer pool dries up, these companies go out of business, which is why you see so many mergers and acquisitions by larger companies who want to absorb their intellectual property while laying off their management. Secondly, consumers act to destroy the business themselves. Bad press and horrible reviews are the poison that will suffocate and strangle any success of an active company. But thanks to the digital revolution and the ease at which communication is shared in 2016, consumers can band together to tear down the reputations of companies. Currently, Dishonored 2 has an insane amount of thumbs down reviews. Red is the color of blood. In Dishonored 2, you're bleeding. It's going to stop your growth. It stops new customers in their tracks, especially when money is tight and other amazing products exist out there. So companies, if you want to self-destruct yourself, if you want to pour the gasoline and let us light the fire ablaze, then continue to practice bad business and release premature PC ports. We can refund our games. Many have, Bethesda. It's only money that you're losing, trickling out of the pockets that would otherwise be bulging at your seams. People love Dishonored. We want to give you our money, and we don't feel bad about it, but now we do. And we will remember this for Dishonored 3. A good relationship with developers gives us the trust to continue investing in them. Bethesda's most recent debacle with Dishonored 2 shows us that they don't care about that relationship, nor in our best interest. Steam refunds and its most recent action to ban all false game footage from its media are great steps at consumer protection. I just can't imagine how much money Dishonored 2 threw away by releasing too early. And before we go, I want to congratulate Justin Fian, or Justin Fine, hope I got your name right there, buddy, for winning the giveaway for a free copy of Escalation. There were so many comments and I just picked at complete random, but fear not if you didn't win the giveaway. I think I'm going to try and do a giveaway every single review I do and just get multiple Steam keys hooked up by the developer so we can share the game around with multiple people. So make sure to stay in tune with the channel so I can hook you up at some point. And Justin, I'll go ahead and send you a message on YouTube so we can get that game in your hands. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to Downward Thrust now for more awesome gaming videos every 2 days, and have a kick-ass day.